What the benefit of actually having a girlfriend? She has a purse I can hide candy and beer in when we see a movie. And don't forget that purses are magic, so you can find absolutely anything in there in times of need. Having been married 14 years, I'll have to disagree with you. My wife will ask me to get her keys out of her purse, and I'll search for a solid 5 minutes before she gets frustrated and comes over, reaches one hand in without looking, and finds them instantly. Maybe it's just a messed up magic trick. That's why men usually don't have purses. The magic only works for the wives. Companionship, psychological support, and of course sex doesn't hurt. I must add that having a so is a difficult commitment if one wants to maintain a long-term relationship, and being single does have its benefits. So I think it is up to each person to evaluate whether being in relationship is beneficial for them, while realizing that there is nothing wrong with being single in the world we live now. And of course sex doesn't hurt. I feel like I've heard too many dick breaking stories in the have you shown your best friend your penis thread to guarantee this. Also there are folks who want their sex to hurt. Really the goal of any significant other is that the two of you make each other better as a couple than you are individually. Whether it's because you do things that complement each other's weaknesses or enhance your hobbies and enjoyments. Ultimately, it's a very special emotional bond that bridges emotions and blends with the physical. That they somehow make your body as well as your mind react in unique ways that others can't. You'll learn this after your first love. My first was a few years ago. We were dating for a while, but my dad didn't like her, so he beat the shit out of me with a set of jumper cables. I ended up having to just move on and find some other way to occupy my time instead. I just found out about you/Regersement a few days ago. I appreciate the joke. And I just learned today. Haha thanks. Actually, look, it depends. In your teenage, she teaches you so much. She develops you emotionally and mentally. I would say even the breakups are so important. Some things can't be explained. Everyone matures differently, so the process and the feelings can't be put to words. In my stage, when you're done with your academics and you get real, a girlfriend really would keep you sane from work and family. She literally becomes the definition of stability and mental support. Now let's what further age brings. But let me tell you, I'm currently single, and I'm not able to cope emotionally, if I be honest. But that's about it. I still love my ex and yeah, I'm going with the flow. Well, if you have kids with them, you now have auxiliary kidneys on demand. I can't believe I had to scroll this far to see this carrot. 1. On road trips or other long drives. You can take shifts too. Having somebody watch your back. 3. Somebody who can tell you when. Make a fashion faux pas. 4. Having somebody to go to events with, so you're not alone. 5. It's like having a best friend, but you also have occasional sex. So that's how you spell faux pas. It's pronounced like faux pas, right? It's pronounced fox paws actually /s. Lol. You probably already know this, but in French, it translates to a false step, wrong step, misstep. You can wear all of her clothes and try on her makeup when she's not around. Nothing's stopping you from buying those clothes and makeup for yourself. Why would you ask Reddit? Redditors are mostly single. I mean, couple of them are female. You're not wrong. Deleted. What did you name Dave? Laying underneath a glass coffee table and watching her take a shit on top of it. Ye old glass boat. I'm a girl, but okay, that my benefits when in a relationship are unconditional love and presence and homemade gifts, and it'd be your number one cheerleader and supporter. A best friend, but who ducks on the daily. To me the best thing ever. You always have someone to go to when something good or bad happens. And you have someone who knows everything about you and can just listen when you need to talk, and they will understand. It's kind of like the feeling of going home at the end of a long day. Why does this sound like an advertisement? And the ending is the slogan. Magnificent. Yeah, there's sex, but there's also the benefits of being with someone who cares for you. You will get better emotional support, and you'll feel more cared for. I'd never trade my girlfriend for anything. Ever. Someone to love you. I always say that it should be a friend, and that a romantic relationship should evolve naturally. That's a pretty big should. If you were to get into a romantic relationship, that is. I'm very proud to say that me and my girlfriend lost our virginity to each other. We were best friends for 4 years before getting together. We both are loud and extroverts with each other, but shy and introverted anywhere else. If you really do find your one true partner, you forget and neglect all the other fish in the sea. Both of us are on the same page. Best experience of our lives and lucky to be living it now. With the right woman, a man can gain so much. The right woman is a mentor, a best friend, a confidant. She can make you feel like a millionaire, even though you only have $20 to your name. Since I got with my wife, I've stopped drinking, smoking. I went from serving tables to being a business manager in a high-end store. All because my wife saw something in me and knew I could do better. The right woman can give you the world, my friend. OMG, this is my favorite. You might value being single after more. So true. A new hand in the game. Once they live with you, all the bobber pins you could ever want, and then some. Happy cake day. Okay, so I went from college, which is just hooking up and that kind of stuff, to traveling all over the country and living the single life, to now being in a very serious and committed relationship. There are so many positives. You have someone that you trust with your life. And for me, a lot of things I have never opened up to anyone about in stereotypical male fashion. The mutual feeling of working to build a life together is satisfying, to say the least. My partner and I always push each other to try new things. We've currently been trying to one-up each other on cooking, and neither of us before were great cooks. You always have a travel partner. I have done a lot of solo traveling, and as amazing as my time was, looking back I wish I was able to experience it with someone close to me. If you find someone who also likes to travel and explore, you're golden. Meshing each other's worlds is a cool thing, especially if you are pretty different from each other. My partner is very much into music and has a more STEM background, where I'm movies, history and that stuff, so we're always helping each other become more diverse in skills and knowledge. If you get really lucky, their family is a plus. Whenever I'm home, it's like a whole thing, and my parents will always act like my parents. Being able to hang out with your so's parents and just chill is pretty neat. A common saying in sports is you'll get out what you put in, basically meaning that if you go into a relationship doing the bare minimum, you'll have a shit time and probably end up driving away the person that cares about you. So buckle down and be a good partner and put in the work. It's worth it. And as Christopher McCandless figured out, happiness is only real when shared. Boobs and butts are also very cool. Validation. Feeling of being loved. When somebody refers to you as her man, it's special to feel cared about. It is good to be in a relationship, to go out shopping for clothes, couples massage, salon trips, vacations and so much more. I think the most important thing is knowing that someone that you have feelings for also has feelings for you. Having someone you can cuddle up with on a cold winter night. Someone you can do cute couples things with. She can give you a different perspective on things than your guy friends can't. This may not be as important if you have a decent amount of female friends. You might learn and grow as a result of the relationship. Sure, being single can be great sometimes, but after over 20 years of it, you start to crave a relationship a little. Companionship, emotional support, someone to talk to, having a teammate through life's challenges, etc. Sure, this can be accomplished with friends, but, at least for me, there is something more when it's a person you have shared an intimate bond with. If you're a guy in Western society, it's the one person you're allowed to have emotions in front of. This is going to sound dismissive, but I mean it honestly. If you don't see the benefit, then I wouldn't suggest having or pursuing one. Getting happy with yourself and who you are and comfortable in your skin will lead to a far happier life. When you meet someone who is a good fit, you will see the benefit. If you never do, that's fine too. There is no reason you have to be in a relationship. 3-6. Pickled okra, BJ's, hamburger helper, naked pics, fresh mozzarella, pussy pie. She walks my dog. You get to celebrate steak and BJ Day in true fashion. Wait, that's real. Duck me. I've got some questions for the show. Dude, it's official. Readily available sex and companionship. Downsides? Commitment. Life is easier with a partner to share the load. Support for each other. Doesn't have to be the opposite gender either. Find someone to have that relationship with. Pain. #I''N seeing the pain. Seeing the pleasure in your word. Within reasonable limits. Who you're with matters more than where you are. Some people prefer female company to male. Depends on you. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.